the most one-sided Grand Slam final in modern history. The most one-sided Grand Slam final in modern history. In tennis, there are dominant wins and then they're just pure demolition. What you're about to see is a Grand Slam final so brutally one-sided that nothing like it had been seen at Wimbledon for over 100 years. This is the story of how Iga Swiatek didn't just win her first Wimbledon title. She carved her name into the history books with a stunning 6-0 victory that left the entire tennis world speechless. It's a story of perfect tennis, of a mind-bogglingly rare achievement, and of two players at opposite ends of a moment that will be talked about forever. One climbed to a whole new level of greatness. The other had to endure a heartbreaking collapse on the biggest stage, only to show a kind of strength that no scoreboard could ever measure. On paper, the 2025 Wimbledon final was a fantastic story. On one side of the court, you had Iga Swiatek, the 24-year-old Polish superstar. Now, despite being a multi-slam champion, she came into the tournament seated lower than her usual top spot, a noticeable drop after holding the #1 ranking for so long. She was stuck in a year-long title drought, not having won a trophy since the 2024 French Open. On top of that, grass was always seen as her toughest surface. Her early career record there was a pretty average 6-5, so just making it to the final was proof that she had completely transformed her game. On top of that, grass was always seen as her toughest surface. And on the other side, Amanda Anisimova, a true fairy tale comeback story. Just a year before, the 23-year-old American was ranked 189th in the world and didn't even qualify for Wimbledon. Back in 2023, she had bravely stepped away from tennis altogether, citing burnout and needing to protect her mental health. Her return had been a slow, tough grind. But at this Wimbledon, something just clicked. She was playing with a new kind of fire, which led to an incredible semifinal win over the world #1, Aryna Sabalenka. This was her first ever Grand Slam final, a moment that was supposed to be the payoff for an amazing journey back from the brink. The stage was set, Swiatek, the proven champion, trying to conquer her last challenge, against Anisimova, the resilient underdog chasing a dream. From the very first point, though, the dream turned into a nightmare. Under the hot sun of the legendary center court, the match wasn't really a contest, it was a clinical dissection. Anisimova, who was understandably nervous in her first slam final, was broken in the very first game. The signs were bad right away. Swiatek was just a machine, a blur of perfect shots and flawless footwork. She gave Anisimova absolutely no room to breathe, chasing down every single ball and punishing every tiny mistake. By the time Anisimova was down 4-0, the crowd could feel where this was heading. The American was completely overwhelmed. In the entire first set, she won only 6 points on her own serve and made 14 unforced errors. Swiatek closed out the set 6-0 in a shocking 25 minutes. You always hope for a reset in the second set. The center court crowd, feeling for the American, tried to cheer her on, to somehow will her back into the match. But you can't stop a tidal wave. Swiatek's level never dipped for a second. Anisimova started to look desperate and double-faulted in the third game of the second set. At that point, everyone knew. Swiatek broke Anisimova's serve every single time she stepped up to the line. As Swiatek served for the match at 5-0, center court was silent. A double bagel, a 6-0 win in a Grand Slam final is one of the rarest and cruelest things in tennis. The match was over in just 57 minutes. The scoreboard showed the unbelievable 6-0. It was the first time a woman had won a Wimbledon final without losing a single game, since they had only handed one other time in a women's major final, when Steffi Graf did it to Natasha Zvereva at the 1988 French Open. Iga just won her 6th Grand Slam title, her very first on grass, and with it she completed the career surface slam, joining a small group of only 8 women in history to win a major on clay, hard court, and grass. The win was also her 100th in a Grand Slam match, a milestone she hit faster than anyone since Serena Williams. Iga Swiatek had just delivered one of the most dominant performances in history of the sport. For Iga Swiatek, it was the day she shut down any lingering questions about her game. She wasn't just the queen of clay anymore. She was now a champion on tennis's most sacred grass, a true legend of the sport. The win and the $3,000 prize money pushed her right back toward the top of the rankings and secured her place among the all-time greats.